Mic check, mic check. What's kicking, family? I'm glad you've clicked in so I can check in with you. This is Mr. Batch now. Check this. Still LeBron talk. Wow. No kudos have been given to Phil Jackson and Kobe for winning another ring. That has been pushed aside with this whole, well, now it's become a circus with LeBron James's decision to join the Miami Heat. It seems as if he has become the most hated man in the NBA. Not because of his basketball skills and killing other teams out there. He was one of the most well-liked, well-beloved, most revered basketball players. I still like him as a basketball player and his skills, but his decision to go to Miami, I have some questions about. But let's continue about LeBron James and everything surrounding him with this. Charles Barkley has come out and said something about his move to Miami. And, of course, the reigning man himself that everybody's always comparing to as soon as they come out into the NBA, Michael Jordan. And as you know, he said he wouldn't join with them guys. He wanted to beat them every night. And you've heard what I said in my previous video concerning, the Marvel team-up is what I call them. But they're more like the superhero squad. That's my little, pun there, little tweak. Jordan says he would never do that. He would play against these guys. The only time they joined up was on the USA team. That was for the first Dream Team, and they just crushed the world. Every other team subsequent since then has not, in my opinion, lived up to the first Dream Team. Okay? Remember, that was the first Dream Team. And now we have the subsequent teams of star magnitude, that kind of power, blinding light. I can't see the light. No, let me continue. LeBron James stands not to make his $1 billion, which he had said on several occasions to do. In my opinion, I don't think he had an old school cat in his camp bending his ear on a few of the moves that he made, because now there is like fan backlash. Right now, let me see what I got here. I got today's paper, and in today's paper, there's this group or a bunch of guys. They own a restaurant, and they have been collecting LeBron James gear and sending it to homeless shelters in South Florida, down in the area where LeBron is. Now, they acted like, you're jilted, you break up, so you want to get back stuff. So that's how they feel. So that right there is the backlash of LeBron James and his merchandising side of the LeBron James brand. He's taking a hit. Now, I don't believe his gear or his sneakers have come anywhere close to what Kobe and the rest of the other people are getting now for their product. So LeBron stands to take a hit, image-wise and merchandise-wise. Now, the next thing that we're going to see or have to see or want to see, and I want to see how many rings he can get or at least play for alongside of Bosh and Wade. Right now, as you know, Juwan Howard has joined the Miami Heat. Ilgauskas, they got that kid Miller, Adonis Haslem. So they've been collecting a few pieces. Nothing that really, say, wow, they really shocked the world. But they're collecting some pieces to see if they can make the run. Now, a couple of those pieces won't be around in the next 3 years, and they'll see what happens, what they're going to pick up. But the key thing now for LeBron is getting rings, because he's not going to make that $1 billion. He's not going to be that $1 billion athlete. He probably would have had a better shot coming to New York and then Chicago in order to build that $1 billion brand, going along with all the merchandising that goes along with that brand and how you make your money. And on top of the branding and the merchandising, how many commercials are you going to see him in now? You're not going to see as many commercials that LeBron was in all them years he was in Cleveland. Remember, he did the commercial where he was like a wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns and stuff like that? You will never see anything like that for LeBron James going forward until he gets that first ring, and then they'll probably come back and say, okay, LeBron, let's see what you can do. But a lot of the sports talk radio have said that this hurts his legacy. Jordan had said he would have never did it. Barkley chimed in, And in my opinion, as you heard me before, I think he would have been better off coming to New York. That's from a New York perspective. But from a basketball perspective, it would have been either Chicago, New York, because New York would have been able to do the pieces. Think about it, y'all. Don't be hating. Don't be hating, because I know they do a lot of hating. That's why they put out all that stuff during the free agency fiasco that LeBron had out there. Basketball-wise, Chicago, New York would have made his billion. Chicago would have been tougher under the shadow of 6 rings that Jordan did, plus a statue out front. But he would have been better off in New York. He would have made that billion. Even if he would have got 1 ring in New York, he would have been good, making his money, selling all kinds of merchandise all over the place, hanging out with all the big money player people. But that kind of hurts him going down there to Miami. How many starlets is going to be in the front row? Well, left to be seen. Now, moving right along, as you know, the USA Championships here, there's an article in today's paper about how the Knicks are going to stop Amare from not playing in the USA for the USA team in the World Championship games. Now, that's a good move by the Knicks. I think they need to protect their investment because he's not insured. If you're not insured against your investment, and plus that's why, you know, the Suns didn't throw down the big money, because he had them problems, the microfracture surgery, the detached retina. As an owner of a team and trying to build a product to put on the team, you know, you got to think about that. See, as a fan, I'm thinking about all of those aspects that go into a team, you know, instead of just blindly, you know, blind, they're blind. You know, when you get a little older, you look at the whole bit and parcel, kit and parcel pit bull. You know what kind of saying I'm trying to say out there. So the Knicks did the right thing about not allowing Amare Stoudemire to go play in the World Championship games in Turkey. And they said the the other front court players attending camp for the USA team are Brook Lopez, Tyson Chandler, David Lee, Jeff Green, and Kevin Love, who combined have less playoff experience than Stoudemire. That's going to hurt us a little bit in these World Championship games, because lo and behold, basketball is now really a truly global sport, and the other nations can hold their own. So it's no joke now when it comes playing against the world as far as it comes to basketball in the World Championships and in the Olympics, because those other crews got players. So this is Mr. Batch. Drop me a line. Let me know what you think. In my opinion, LeBron should have went to New York, made his billion, got a ring. He would have been straight. But now he's down in South Florida, soaking up the sun, ain't paying no taxes, and they're burning his gear and sending it to homeless shelters. Go figure. This is Mr. Batch. Peace.